Hello, hello, hello. I'm not sure if this notified anybody or not, but I should be live. I did hit the go live button, and I am verifying my microphone is on. So we're not going to be talking for 20 minutes to nothing. Cottie's being annoying. I'll let you guys just sit and watch her. I got the camera set up a little differently right now because I needed to get the whole bench, including the power supply. One of the power supplies. So, give me a minute. Be right back. Okay, I've got coffee. Coffee. Ooh. My camera went dead. Why is my camera frozen? Come on, light back up. What happened to my camera? What is up with this? What I get for moving crap? Camera went dead. Plug it back in, maybe. What the hell? Come on. There it is. Okay. What was that all about? Oh, hey. Now I got coffee. Well, I just drunk a bunch. But we're going to discuss a little bit about these JBC tip cleaners. Okay, yeah, I've got now 3 of them. I've got this one here that I bought broke and fixed. It works. And I've got these 2 I just purchased. Oh, Cottie, you go over there. Wants to just knock everything off. I mean, you sit. No, you go back and sit and look pretty. Hey, she wants cookies. I came out. I left and came back. She has to have cookies. So, okay. There we go. So after a couple of hours, activating it, and activating it, it will continue going. Or sometimes if I leave the shop on, I'll come out here and it'll be running just all by itself. So that's a common problem that is experienced with these JBC tip cleaners. Most people get pissed off, and then JBC basically, I brought this up to JBC and they says, oh, well, it's bad. Can you provide schematics or anything to repair it so we can figure it out? Nope. It's a firmware issue. Okay, can you provide the firmware? Maybe we can figure out that way. Nope. So as I say, JBC is junk built in China. And it's way overly priced. I don't got my little screwdriver. Where's my little screwdriver? I usually use that for doing my JBC junk built in China. I don't know where my screwdriver went. But the screwdriver's pretty good. But, yeah, so these are awesome tip cleaners. I used to have the Hako, and the Hako, the brushes were just super fine. These brushes are nice and dense. I mean, they're really, really dense. These are awesome brushes. They really do a good job cleaning. They're not too stiff. They're really nice for cleaning. But I got these for a steal of a deal. I wanted another one for a go bag. That was old, very old. It's gonna go in my go bag because it's pretty beat. And I was messing around with these, trying to figure out, okay, what is happening? Why is it causing these to go ghost? I could probably get this one to do it if I just run it for a while. No, sometimes if you run it for a while, it'll go. So I decided to figure out why it was not stopping like it is now. Of course, when I want it to do it, it won't do it. But after a couple hours of working and being powered on, I just lit the shop up to do this video. I figured, okay, I'm gonna get down to this, figure out why it's doing it. First thing I had to do was check the power supply. So I've got this one hooked up right here to the bench supply, and they normally are at 18 volts. So I'm gonna shut that off. So if you notice the right there, 18 volts, 0.83 amps. So hold on, focus. Ain't gonna focus. Come on. This freaking camera's a piece of shit. Never buy a Brio. Won't ever focus. But trust me, it's 0.83 amps. So I got it set for 1 amp, 18 volts, right up here on the power supply. So I'm gonna turn the power supply on. We are drawing nothing. 18 volts, powered up. Break the light gate. Nice and smooth. Okay. Go down to 17.5 volts. Break the light gate. Smooth. little bit less power. Okay. Go down to 17.2 volts. Break the light gate. It's still working. Go down to 17 volts. Still working. Now, if you go back up on your voltage, it's running. I didn't touch it. Okay. So we're gonna turn it on at 17 volts. Break the light gate. It comes on and goes off. Now, if your power supply is at 18 volts and your power supply is getting weak and it drops down to about 17 volts and then it wants to come back up, goes to 17.1 and it's running. Let me do that again for you. Oop, dropped it back down to 17 and it goes. So I'll open this up. You can see it. So I'm at 17 volts, go to 17.1. Let me get it from the other side here. Can you see it? Nah, it's gonna not focus right. Oop, lost the brush. But 16.9, it works. But if we go up to 17 now, it powers on. The 17.5, let's 17.6, it powers up. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can get this to a different position here. I'm very limited on my cord, and if I move it, it'll shut itself off. So even if it goes down to 17.5 volts, if I can get this moved here. Okay, right there. Okay, if I go up to 17.6, out of the way. No, I'm still in the way. Powered up, 17.5. Oop. I just lost the brush. Okay, powered up. Then go to 17.6. It kicks it on. 17.6 kicks it on. So let's go 17.9, powered up. 18 volts. It kicks it on. Go back to 17.9. 18. 17.9. 18. And I'm not breaking the light gate. That's just a fluctuation of 0.1 volt. So if your power supply is having an issue, you're going to have an issue with it ghosting. So if you start, say if you, let's, at 17.9, I'm going to break the light gate and then bring it to 17 or 18. It's going to continue to run. So if your power supply is fluctuating within that 0.1 volt, it's going to ghost. So I think I solved the problem with the JBC tip cleaners ghosting. So I know I got right to the point, but the Siglant power supply, it's not a noise issue because that's a really clean power supply. cleaner than any of these freaking little switchers you're gonna get. 18 volts, and I'm pretty sure the factory 18 volt power supply from JBC is not that good of a quality. It's probably made in China too. But I think JBC's firmware might be detecting a brownout situation and starting it, which is a bad thing. Another thing I found out is minimum voltage. Let me go down to 15. Powered up. Nothing. Break the light gate. Nothing happens. Should do it from the back here. Nothing happens breaking the light gate. So let's go up to 15.3. Break the light gate, and it works. Just real slow. So I would say this works from, and if you go up 0.1, nothing. 15.5, nothing, but it still works. 15.6, still works. 15.7, still works. But it stays stuck. It should kick off. So 15.8, stuck on. 15.9, stuck on. 16, stuck on. 16.1, stuck on. 16.2, stuck on. 16.3, stuck on. 16.4, stuck on. So if you got a really bad power supply and it's pulling 0.2 amps, which just seems like it's pulling, and it's dropping it down to like 16 point something volts, it's gonna stick on. This is drawing a quarter amp, 0.25. 16.6. That seems like anywhere in the 16 volt range. It's staying. 16.7 volts. It functions normally. But if I go up 0.1, it's staying. 0.9. And you go to 17. 17 works. 17.1. 17.2. It kicks itself on. But 18 volts, that's where it wants to be. Seems like it gives the optimum power. If you go any higher than 18 volts, if you go up to like 18.5 volts, it browns out. So let's go down to 17.5, see if it operates normally, because I think they make a 17.5 volt power supply. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Yeah, it shouldn't need an MCU with firmware. But I don't know if it's detecting the power condition or not. But Josh, welcome to the channel. Cottie gets cookies. You know, Cottie gets cookies. Yeah, it shuts it down at about 18 volts or 18.5, 19. I don't want to brown it out too much or over current or over voltage it too much. But Yeah, it looks like 17.5. And sometimes it'll take a dip. It'll drop to like about a half a volt, or not half of, yeah, about a half of 0.5. So not 100 millivolts, but 50 millivolts. So, but it peaks. I don't know. I forgot how to set the power supply to detect the peak, but sometimes it'll peak up around half an amp, 0.4 amps. So. Oh, well, thank you for participating in the stream. I really appreciate it. It keeps me kind of motivated to do these, so. But yeah, I was getting pretty pissed off the other day. I was trying to do some long work. After about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and on my other streams you'd see it after about 2.5 hours of my JBC over there being on. This tip cleaner right here. Bearings in it are a little loud because I never replaced them. I just opened them up, cleaned all the dirt out of them, because they use a pull these brushes out. They just use an unsealed bearing in there, and I was trying to find some bearings with a flange that were actually sealed, and I just, oh, my camera sucks for focusing. But I could actually put it under the microscope. Then I have to turn the microscope, light the microscope camera up. But yeah, so if you're getting ghosting issues, inspect your power supply. And these older ones are not the only ones that do it. QS Tech Services had one of the brand new ones, and his started ghosting after about 6 months. So I'm thinking it wasn't the unit, it was the power supply. But yeah, so I'm going to replace the power supply on mine there. I got these two for a hell of a deal. And they work. But this one is going to be for my rework, my Zalmau, or C-Mark, however you call them. This one is going to replace that one, and that one, since it's beat to shit, it's going to go into my go bag. So. Yeah, the JBC brushes are freaking awesome. These brushes I've been on those brushes now for almost 2. Oop, my camera died again. What the hell is up with this camera? I bumped the USB cable because it's like real short. Amateur streaming difficulties. I'm gonna turn this upside down. See if that holds it. There we go. Okay. So yeah, these, and they just go onto a hex head. What is that? I measured it on my blog there. I mean, somebody could copy the layout with the pulleys easily. Why in the... I think it's time for me to get a new set of calibers. Yeah, it keeps... I think my battery's... Yeah. My battery on this one leaked. Let me grab my other set. I mean, you could get the brushes and measure them. Where did I put those? Those aren't. That battery's probably dead and leaked too. Pull my Matoyos out. Okay. Pull my good ones out. I don't like using the good ones because my Matoya. Japanese. I think these are made in Japan. Yes, made in Japan, not China. These are so nice. You want to go millimeter, 0. So we're 9.9. So that's out of 10 millimeter head. 9.99. Yeah. So 10 millimeter hex head. Put these back so Cottie don't knock them off the bench. You don't leave a couple $100 calibers floating around unprotected. Okay. So it's like a 10 millimeter bolt that's been turned down on one side with 2 pulleys stuffed through a bearing. So it's just two 10 millimeter bolts with a bearing, and then there's a pulley and a motor. I just bring the website up. Why explain it? Let's see. Yeah, the light gate, I was thinking that maybe the light gate LEDs were getting weak. There it is, right there. Make this bigger here. Yeah, this is the blog. I have it linked in the description. That's the little pic right there. I need to read it and see if I can back it up. But it's 1.8F, so it's most likely secured. Now that I got a spare, I might do it. I don't like taking crap that's hundreds of dollars apart and popping chips, you know, unless I have a backup of some sort. Probably could have read it inside. I might have already attempted to read this. I don't remember. It might have been locked. Yeah, I think it was locked. So, but it's been a long time. This was done 2023, so October, so almost 3 years ago. I might have attempted to read it. I think that was the. I think I did. I don't remember. It says I did, so I must have. But here's the light gate. That's shitty photos. I need to retake some of these. I just hate doing things twice. There you go. That's the light gate. Did I not do all the teardown photos? What the hell? Well, there it is. Those are the little nuts. Those are the little pulleys. It's just a little plate. It would not be that difficult to make one that has a light gate, no microcontroller needed, and I don't think it needs to be automated. So I thought I took pictures of every freaking piece on that. I didn't. I'm gonna have to do another teardown of this. But I did get a new belt. They do sell parts, so, or did. Yeah, I did get another set of brushes. I ordered those and then they didn't send them and didn't send them and didn't send them, and I ended up having to do that. But I had to buy, on this one I had to buy a new tray. So I ultrasonicked it and everything. But yeah, it was the belt was about $14, and the tray, I mean, it's a custom belt. So I got the belt material. I found the belt material. I think I might have blogged about it. So I don't remember. But to be able to make yourself a belt, to buy the welder and the actual material to make the custom size belt, it's cheaper just to spend $13 and buy one from JBC. I don't see any ports. I don't. Oops, you got my thing on there. I think the MCU is a timer to shut it down. I think it's just they're just using the MCU as a timer. I mean, if you wanted it timed when you break the light gate to run for a few seconds after you unbreak the light gate, it might be possible to do it another way with maybe like a 555 timer, but I don't see any ports on here for automation hookups, and I didn't see any ports on the board for automation hookups either. So but I absolutely love this. It, other than the ghosting, which I think I've solved it now. I mean, you got to have a really super stable power supply, because this thing just wants to, you know, 0.1 volt, it'll error on you. That is stupid. Stupid. I don't see why it would do that. And you guys couldn't see the power, could you? Because I had Cottie in the way. Damn it. Okay, we should do that again. Okay, nobody told me Cottie was in the way of the power supply. Why? Okay. So now you can see the power supply. Let's power this off, go to 18 volts. I'm gonna remove that brush, that way it don't fall out. Now you can see we're at 18 volts right there. Power it on, break the light gate, it works. Go to 17.9 and go back up to 18 volts and it goes. I went to 17.8. So imagine you're sitting here using it. Okay, everything's good. Your power supply is humming along, stable at 18 volts, and your power supply is getting weak. And you go to 17.8, browns out, comes back up, and it kicks on. I don't know if you've seen that, if my arm was in the way. That is a perfect example of this thing is programmed way too close. So I mean, if you kick it on and it dips down to 17.9 and comes back up, or 17.8 and comes back up, that's what, 0.2 volts. Or if it overshoots, I think it comes on when you go up 1, 2. Let me go to 18.1 here. Nope. Oop, I don't have it on. Fire that up. Yeah, 18.1. It kicks on. Drop it back down to 18, it shuts off. 18.1 kicks on. Go back to 18, it shuts off. 17.9, 18, and it kicks on. And it'll stay running. I mean, that's 0.1 to 0.2 volts. I mean, that is way too close. Make sure I didn't bump my USB line here. So I think I cracked this nut, man. But I still want proof from JBC that they're made in Spain. And with the Spain sanctions that are coming down, where I don't know if you heard the Nato speech that Orange Man gave, our commander-in-chief basically said Spain is going to end up being sanctioned like Russia, to where nothing can come in to the United States from Spain. So JBC, I hope your stuff's made in China, because you're not going to be able to get stuff to this country anymore. But they still haven't. I asked them for proof that their stuff's made in Spain. Send me at least, you know, a video of them walking down the production facilities, you know, where they're assembling the boards and stuff, because they stamp these things. I don't know if they stamped this one made in the EU. Yeah, made in EU, patented. So, made in the EU or assembled in the EU from globally sourced parts. Junk built in China. Junk built in China. Okay. They don't support right to repair. If you need a part, a common part, you know, that's fine. But if you needed a circuit board, or if you needed a programmed micro, or if you needed to buy the light gate for this, you're shit out of luck, man. If you want to know the value of the LEDs so that you can repair your light gate if one of them failed, you're shit out of luck. They're going to tell you, you got to buy a new one. So, but yeah, this is whatever's controlling the power on this. That 0.1 to 0.2 volts is way too close. I would say way too close. Because whatever you set it at, if you waver it between 0.1 and 0.2 volts, it will come on and stay on. So, but this is just, I can replicate it with the power supply, man. It's at 18 volts, powered up. You know, say you start it, it drops down to 17.8, and you come back up, it starts, and it will run and run and run and run. So, I don't know. Would you think that's a solve? I think that solved the problem. So JBC, are you going to make us a firmware update? That's the question. Whatever you got controlling this voltage window, give it like a half a volt either way. You know, at least a half a volt, because you know, power supplies, they get hot. Especially, I noticed it when it's being used a lot, and it's my power supply. Yes, it's my fault. My power supply is just a crap, just something I pulled out of the bin that was 18 volts. So yeah, JB, yeah, I should send them my bill, shouldn't I? I charge $135 an hour, but I would only get 135 bucks. It took me less than an hour to figure this out, man. They could have done it. They probably know what the problem is, and they just would rather sell you a new one than fix their bug. This, I would say, is a manufacturing defect bug. I need more coffee. We need to give Cottie more cookies, even though there's only one person chatting. She's feel like she's probably over here sitting here. I'm starving. You're talking to yourself again. I need cookies. I can just imagine what's going through Cottie's head. And that freaking crazy human. My human servant talks to himself all the time. Nobody else in the room. More coffee. Hi, shadows. Oh. I got lighting work to do. The controller for my ceiling fan decided to take a shit on me. You give it any load and it disconnects. So, and then the LED drivers for some of my shop lights, they're burning up. Then we have a new postman. Well, we have temporary postman because my buddy Mike, which is my normal postman, he's been with me for a few years now, and since Amber left. Amber was totally freaking awesome. She was our postal lady for years, and Mike was awesome, but I guess he bid a new route, so probably easier route, and now we're on subs until they assign somebody this route. So guess who got their pickup skipped today? It's Saturday. Or yesterday. I did. So. Oh, coffee. Coffee. More coffee. I'm not sure. I have not looked at the circuitry yet. Gotta make sure every time I bump this USB cable, let me pull I believe the light gate enters through here, and it looks like it's controlled from the pick, or is that the motor? I don't remember. Let me go back and look at the cables. Oh, I didn't think I did Okay, so the two smaller cables are that, and the larger cable is the light gate. The two small cables. Of course, I get the cable cut off on the light gate there, but yeah, the light gate's the. It looks like the light gate comes into the MCU. I would have to study this some. So we got the PIC microcontroller there, but I think it all goes into the light gate from the PIC. So yeah, I would say they are worth the price. I was very, very, very skeptical because I mean I've got that's what I'm using right now. I got one vacuum controller below there. There's the main vacuum controller for my desolder. And I'm waiting on my, I ordered the switch and they sent me the wrong one from AliExpress so that I can hook up my second vacuum controller so I can use both my micro desoldering tool. But I was very, very skeptical on how soft the tips were. I have to say it's worth the price. Their hot air station, not worth it. Get a quick or get the Atten. I'm running the 1300 and the 1100. I've got the 1100 micro iron and the 1300 big iron there. But the JBC is, I think if you can buy it used, you'll be better off. You'll be happier with the value for the money. I would not want to pay with the tariffs price, the current high inflated price. But right now, buying JBC in the United States, still T equipment. I've been wanting to get a couple tips, and they've been out of stock, back ordered. I only really, the selling point for me with the JBC was a company that was Powell Industries. Oh, did I leave the room and not come back and give you food? Okay. They basically sold me when they said that, yeah, there's a company local, it's a stocking dealer, Powell Industries or whatever. And if you need a tip or anything, they'll be more than happy to, you know, they make deliveries to your business. You know, they have a person that delivers around the Portland metro area here. So if you need a tip or a part, you know, iron or something, you just order it right through them. They'll just deliver it same day. And about a year later, they went out of business. So, but yeah, the desolder tip will fit, not in that handle. It'll fit in that handle. And then if you have a vacuum source, you would have to separate it from the heat. But yeah, I busted my glass. So be careful. I got the metal tube in there now, and I pulled my glass out and it just cracked. There's a glass tube. Like, I think I got a spare in there. I'm not sure, but yeah, so be careful when the glass tube. They should have made this simpler to change. I think somebody could 3D print a different handle. They seal these handles, or heat staked, so you can't open them and close them easily. So if your button goes out, you're kind of screwed. versus Hako, you can repair every piece of that. So it's Hako don't support right to repair either. Weller don't support right to repair. The only soldering iron company that I found out that supports right to repair is Pace. There's U.S. company. If you need a schematic or something, I'm more than happy to send it to you. But their offerings are not desirable. I mean, their offerings, if you want to use it for industrial production, it's awesome. They're awesome for that. But if you're just a all-around rework shop, you don't want to be running Pace, you don't want to be running Metcal, you just don't have the tip options. And Metcal, it's used for production monkeys because you have to change the temperature, you got to change your damn tip. Hako tried something like that, and it didn't, then nobody bought it. So but as said, I was very, very skeptical of my JBCs, and my experience with the JBCs was not that stellar, especially getting, I mean, you can see these displays are perfect. They match each other. One's not washed out. It's hard to see on the video there, but when I first got them, you could see that one was washed out, one was not. Two brand new units, washed out, not. One was missing features because they blame that due to the chip shortage, and I think I called that bullshit. But I like my JBC stuff. I'm not a fanboy of them. If there's something out there better, I'll take a look at it. But the thermal mass, thermal recovery, the JBC on a thicker board, like the aluminum boards, JBC hands down has the best thermal recovery. I could not do one of the items I normally repair with the Hako without running the preheater, without setting up the hot plate. With the JBC, I can do the complete rework, just a little bit of hot air to warm it up, and do the complete rework, do the soldering on it without having to work over a hot plate. I'd have to bring that hot plate up pretty warm to get it to work with the Hako. Yeah, making your own, that's possible nowadays. I wouldn't want to run it and depend on it, a homemade one that I have to depend my livelihood on. So I've heard some horror stories. These I know they're going to work whenever I plug a tip in and an iron in, and I know my setting is going to work. I ain't going to have to sit there and debug it. Well, what am I doing now? But that's on the brushes. I mean, these machines have been running flawlessly now for going on, what, 2 years, 3 years now? I don't remember. What was my 2023 on my birthday of 2023 is when I published my experience on my blog. JBC service is just shit. No, their hardware is crap too. I still got to get these Nordson's dispensers hooked up. Igor, Cottie, I have one of the same and I like it. JBC soldering station or tip cleaner. And Cottie gets cookies. So these are from upper right hand corner. Cottie gets cookies. Let me drop this down so you can see her. There you go. Here you go. Give Cottie some cookies. These are from Igor. Oh yeah. Well, did you see the problem with the tip cleaner? It's very, very, I will go through it again. All right, so let me open it, take that brush out. So I have the power supply set at 18 volts right there. I'm going to power it on, trip the light gate, it works. Okay, now if, say, your power supply browns out, goes to 17.9, 17.8, and then comes back up, it stays on. So say if you go 17.9, that's 0.1 volt. Goes 18.1, it kicks on. Bring it back down to 18, it kicks off. So I don't know if maybe the voltage is changing the intensity of the light gate. Maybe. Maybe it's just not regulated enough. I don't know yet. I might have to monitor, crack one of these open and monitor the voltage of the light gate LEDs. But I think I solved their issue. It's either a manufacturing defect, but that 0.1 volt, you know, nobody's going to have that rock stable a power supply for these. I mean, how long does a wall wart last? You know, a couple of years. I mean, what's their warranty? 3 years? The issue is, these will ghost out on you. They'll just stay running. They won't shut off. Okay? So watch the power supply. I'm at 18 volts. The unit is off. It is off. I will turn it on at 18 volts. I will break the light gate, watch the wheel. Oop. And it comes on, goes off. Just like normal. And it drops. I mean, you can see the voltage kick. It goes down to 17. It puts a load. Now, if I go to 17.9, then back up to 18 volts, it starts and it won't stop. Okay, let me reset it at 18 volts. Okay, I'm at 18 volts. It's off. I go to 18.1, it starts. and it won't stop until you reset it. But 18 volts, it's fine. So if you've got a power supply that's not rock stable within that 0.1 volt range, you're going to be screwed. I mean, I can probably tune it in a little bit on the power supply if I wanted to waste any more time on it, but I'm not going to waste that much more time on it. I know I figured out it's my power supply on that one. I already measured my power supply. I plugged it in on my DC load here for about an hour, and yeah, my voltage dropped down to like 17.3 volts. So that was the cause of mine just coming on. You know, unattended power on is dangerous. I might have to make a report to Underwriters Laboratories, or CE. They're certified CE, right? Because unintended operation is, yeah, they're CE certified, maybe. Or is that just a marking? Might have to make a report to CE and let them know, hey, these things have unintended power on. Do you want to see about forcing JBC to do a recall? And then get one of their new ones and test. Anybody got one of the new units? I know QS Tech Service does. Hook it up to a power supply and do these same tests. If it does turn on and stay on with just 0.1 volt, you know, that's a big design flaw. I think I have all chat. Oh, is it on top chat? Yeah, it's on top chat. So, man, it's hot in here today, and it was a nice, cool day out. I should have went and did my overhead lights. I got to take the truck in, get the exhaust manifold gaskets done. That's $1,600 bill. Whew. That stings. But I'd rather them do it instead of bust my knuckles and break my back climbing under the hood or over the hood on that thing. They've got experience taking those broken exhaust bolts out. I've done it on the farm truck. I don't like exhaust work. Exhaust work sucks. Plus, they've got a surface grinder, so they can surface grind the manifolds, and I would have to go, you know, take it to a machine shop and be billed another $200, $100 a pop to grind, have them surface ground. They got a surface grinder there, and they can do it all there. So they said they'll have it back to me in maybe if I drop it off at 8 a.m. they should have it back to me by the end of the day. That includes sending the or getting the manifolds ground, and maybe the end of the next day. So 1 to 2 days is not bad. If I did it, I'd be out there for a week and a half. I'm not young, nimble. So, and I don't like getting my hands dirty. I got all my carburetor kit parts and stuff for the bike. I gotta do that. I got a couple boxes of parts here, and I got 2 carburetor kits. Japanese ones, so people say the Chinese ones are. Solution is, if they start ghosting, check your power supply. And like I said, my power supply was dropping down to about 17.3 volts under a load after a while. initially my power supply was fine, my wallboard. It was fine, but after it was, I used the DC load, which is this right there. That's a DC load for testing power supplies and batteries. It would brown out. It would dip below that 18 volts there, but then it would sometimes go back up. And we seen right here, if you go down below 17.9 and go back up, it stays on. So any bit of a little load, I mean like a tenth of an amp, it would cause it to go down like 17.6 volts, and then it would shoot right back up. So on mine over there, the one that's currently hooked up in the back here, that one right there, not these ones, but that power supply is cooked. So I have them on order from Amazon. Well, they had 2 in stock, the ones I chose, so I'll get 2 in. But man, I got a hell of a deal on these. Oh, I got a smoking deal. I was happy. Weird type of deal, man. I sent an offer, and he responded back that he'd given me for less. I'm like, I won't argue with that. And then he sent them overnight. What the hell? I was like, must have got to been a better price on shipping, but yeah, he sent them FedEx priority overnight, and I'm like, all right, new seller. So I don't know if he screwed up or not, but if he did screw up, it was a learning experience. And Ruben Major, welcome to the chat. I missed you. Well, how did I miss a Ruben? Where did I miss him? Right there, Ruben. Josh. Why am I not getting all my chats? Oh. I looked at my other device here and I see a Ruben chatting. Yes, you need a separate air supply. I have no issues with air. I've got 60-gallon 2-stage compressor. I have no issues with air. I've got me a QT54. It's a mess. Let me pop this up. That's what I got for air. Yeah, I had to move it through the house. That's my air. And we got to give Cottie cookies for, these are from Ruben. If I missed your chat, because I had it to top chat only, I didn't have live chat marked, my bad. Just tap more. But those are from Ruben, Cottie. And I think I responded to, would you say the JBC is worth the price they asked for? No. But yeah. It all depends on your needs, so. Yeah, those, they're right here. They're right there. Come on, focus. I hate this Brio. Never buy a Brio. Piece of shit. And now it's wanting to focus, maybe. Ah, they just don't want to focus. I need a better camera. Richard, welcome. Thank you. Here is, these are cookies from Richard. Get over here. Here, cookie for Richard, or from Richard. Cookie from Richard. More cookie from Richard. Okay. Okay, Cottie got cookies from Richard. Yeah, it's served me well for shit. I've had it for, when did I get this one? 2016, so I've had it for 10 years. So what no, March, no, over 10 years. It's been a great compressor. No problems. Well, about 3 or 4 years ago, the pressure switch went, but that's a consumable. Those break. They don't last forever. I need to put in pressurized mag starters. What I really should do to it, but next time it fails, I'll do that. And I need to put in an auto drain because I got to go out there every now and then and drain it. Especially if I need to use something that requires super dry air. I'll have to drain it and then go back out there and drain it again and go back out there and drain it again. So. But I will email JBC my findings here. I don't know what else to do tonight. I just had to go live with my findings. Because I plugged this one into that power supply and it just went nuts also. So. But I do have the Moog Thurman I gotta get to. I might do a live stream on that. I don't know. I did the rest of the transmission controllers. I just haven't been sociable in the last week. Jeez, I usually keep my junk built in China screwdriver up there because it's a nice little screwdriver. I think the screwdriver is better than the other stuff. But it's Saturday night. A little motley crew. Now I want to get this video monetized. Okay, I did pick something else up because I'm going to be switching cameras to a different camera because this Brio is... All my cameras are just little cheapy webcams, so... The nicest one I have is a Logitech Brio, and it really is not that good. It detects the flicker of my light, and it's just not a decent camera. It's supposed to be 4K, but So I picked up I'm out of slots on PCIe slots, so I picked this up. This is this is a M.2 dual HDMI. So I need one more 4K. That way I have two 4K because I'm going to be changing my microscope camera out to a 4K HDMI out. Yeah, this one is a Tuscan. It's okay, but I'm not happy with it. It uses direct show drivers and they're bad. So yeah, I got this. This is a Magewell 11510. Got it for like 80 bucks on eBay, brand new. And that was expensive, man. I already plugged it in, tested it, so it works. So. Cottie she just loves the lab. I mean, that's her spot. I'm her human. I'm her human slave. She's the feline overlord, right? Are you the feline overlord? You're human slave, huh? I think Norman's gonna have to go take a nap. Mr. Norman's not doing well. So. Got an itch? And George really did a number on your nosies last year. But I don't know what to do tonight. Ooh, 762x54R. Or 762x51. I have this book, toilet reading, called Cartridges of the World. .308 or 762x51 NATO. So this is Russian, or like a Nagant. So this is for my AR-10. Seven 7.62x51, 25 rounds. I don't know why they didn't make 30s, but now these are illegal here, I guess. I can keep it; it's grandfathered, but you know how they do that shit. They outlaw them, then they say, "Oh well, you can't have them anymore, even though they're grandfathered." What would he say? What do we say to those laws? Fuck laws. Oh. I got ammo. Just pull out a drawer and there's some ammo in there. I don't know. But what we got? This is just one. That's 7.62x51. That's 308, brand new field can. That's one. That's 520 rounds, I believe. It's dusty, but that sardine can, oh, that's heavy. Yeah. Throw that back under there where it belongs with the others. Jeez, now I got spider webs all over me. Ooh, really clean that. But I've wasted about an hour and a half of y'all's time discussing these JBC tip cleaners. I can't think of anything else to do tonight. I don't want to work. I don't want to do any work tonight, so I'm not doing any work. We can feed Cottie. We'll feed Cottie. We can pet Cottie too. Let's give Cottie pets. We give Cottie pets. We like to give Cottie pets. She likes her pets. Booter says I never pet Cottie. We can pet Cotties, yes. She likes pets. He's good Cotties. Yeah, I need to put space for rent on all my Siglant. I need to cut stickers perfectly so it just has space for rent. Should do it to the JBCs too. You're gonna give them no free advertisements. Especially when they make crap like these have hardware design flaws. It's the only thing I can think of is either the microcontroller's detecting a weird swing of voltage or the light gate is changing intensity with the voltage difference. That means they don't have the light gate on a regulated low dropout supply. Which these are all hardware problems. And a safety issue is if your power supply dips down and it comes on and runs without being a human attendance, that's a big safety issue. So I don't like things starting when they're left plugged in unattended. So the wife's let me know that when I shut my shop off, sometimes something don't click, and it'll leave like a soldering iron on, or it'll leave a signal generator on or something. And I just got to go out and go into the app and shut it off. But sometimes it'll not shut the solder tip cleaner off, and the wife will say, "Hey, something's running out there." Oh, okay. My shop is so dusty and dirty right now. It's so cluttered and clustered. But I'm almost all caught up. I at least got those transmission controllers out. Here's the leftovers. This was butchered by somebody. It was just all cut to hell. That's the leftovers. I hope they work. They're UPS skipped me today, or USPS skipped me today. Due to the sub, or they didn't just show up because I was expecting other stuff today. It's delayed till Monday now. So, but I hope they work for the guy. They were pretty messed up. One had a lot of capacitor leakage, destroyed about 15, 16 bonding wires, and can't see Cottie. Cottie's being camera shot right now. There she is. There's the Cotties. Yeah, on the King situation. Oh, we got a hoot. Oh, yes, we do. This is going to be a fun one. Now, they lawyered up, so I think I found an attorney that'll take my case, so I'll be doing some e-begging here probably in the next 2 weeks. It's hard to find an attorney that will take what they call an RALJ appeal, because it's a small claims appeal, which is limited on the value of the small claims. So usually the attorney's fees are almost as much as the maximum small claim. So unless your attorney's working for pretzels and cheese, it's really a lot. Even if you win, you might be able to ask the judge for the damages that you initially sought plus the attorney's fees, but they're generally not going to allow it unless the statutes allow it. So that's the situation I'm in on that. So I need to get a transcript, certified transcript. So if anybody out there is a court reporter and would like to do the transcript for me, much appreciated. Otherwise it's going to be $1,000 to do that. Then I need to do my brief, which I need at least an attorney's assistant on that brief, because that brief has to contain everything in the transcript that or in the judge's decision, which she erred out big time in her decision. She didn't apply the laws that she's supposed to know. Ones that I tried to bring up to the best of my ability at the time, knowing now what I learned there in that trial, I should have done better. I should actually looked up more of the statutes, trespass chatels, instead of, hey, they broke my stuff and, they shouldn't come into your home and break your shit. I should have just learned about trespass chatels, which I tried to format it in my words, because you only get a little bit of time to argue your case in small claims. And I didn't know exactly how it was going to work. So I did my best. I thought I made the 50. In small claims, you only have to have 51% chance that they damaged you. And I thought I proved that. But I guess I didn't. The judge didn't see it that way. But maybe this next judge will understand the law better than she did, because she didn't even understand the appeal law when the county clerk asked her to interpret the Supreme Court of the United States. She interpreted, or not the United States, Supreme Court of Washington State. Supreme Court of Washington State hands down the court rules. The court rules supersede the Revised Code of Washington. The county clerk asked the judge to interpret the rules, and the judge misinterpreted that and denied my appeal. And I fought back, and I fought back hard. I went almost full First Amendment auditor on them asses. I literally had the tripod up with the camera. I was going at it. I had a civil suit in a packet. I told them, this is what's happening today. I'm going to do a writ of mandamus, which is a court order to mandate the county clerk to do their job. And they said, yeah, they would. I was on a hard deadline of end of that day, I would forfeit my appeal. And I was like, they're like, well, yeah, well, now that you've brought this up, we'll extend your time. And I'm like, no, are you going to give me that in writing? And they basically said, yeah, we'll give you that in writing. And so they gave me a few bits of papers, and I'm waiting on the appeals clerk to come back with that letter stating that, yeah, I'm not going to abandon my appeal. And it never showed up. So they knew that I was going to be going down to the courthouse right after that. So I trucked my little ass down to the different courthouse and filed my writ of mandamus and notified him. The next day, the judge reconsidered her interpretation and said, go ahead, I followed all of the elements of the appeal. I am correct. This is taking into account, this is the same freaking judge that said I lost, okay? She knows that if I have a valid writ of mandamus, I'll win. So she goes ahead and tells the clerk to do her job and transmit my appeal over. So that's the way that shit went down. It was stressful. Shouldn't have to do that shit. So, I'm not an attorney. I understand, now what Louis Rossman says, when they say, oh, just sue them. Well, it's difficult. Even small claims gets difficult, but they're fighting it hard too. King Electrical Manufacturing is fighting this one hard. And my settlement is simple. The CEO, Brad, that fucking douchebag that insulted my wife's disability, basically said he would replace my 6 thermostats with these. Okay. Put the hoots right there. And make the firmware available, because they got it. He admitted they had it. They have it. And with the firmware, we can modify them or not modify them, but fix them to repair the Wi-Fi functionality on them. And he never provided that. And that would have been complied with right to repair. Make the source code, try to make the source code available. I wasn't going to stick him to it. And now that it's gone through court, those are the things he promised me. But now that it's gone through court, I want my court costs back, which is about $560, $70 right now. And an apology to my wife. I sent the initial one out before the small claims trial. They crossed out everything. Yeah, kind of comical. But, yeah, they're douchebaggery. I don't think my settlement, I think it costs them way more to hire an attorney on this than to accept the win and settle and have me dismiss. They could have just accepted the win that they got, settled with me, and made everybody whole. I mean, make everybody whole by releasing the firmware, and possibly, That'll help people make these work with Home Assistant and stuff, restore the functionality of their broken device. Or, you know, they could make them use their engineering time and go ahead and do it and then release a software update so everybody can do it. Instead, they took the Wemo and the Wemos are these right here. I got 2 of them. There's a class action on these right here, these Wemos. And the other thermostat company, which is Nest, Alphabet. Okay, because this company here, Wemo, that Wemo company, they're in a class action suit right now. Class action, same situation. They disabled these. They said, fuck you, buy another one. So did Nest. They're in both class action suits. That came after my suit. After I lost mine, they filed their class actions. So, I'm down to 0 viewers. Me ranting. Nobody likes my rant. So, it is 1:43 in the morning. So, but I'm going to do my best on this King Electrical Manufacturing. Mr. Brad Wilson, you can go fuck yourself. Mr. Dean Wilson, go fuck yourself. You want to fight it? I am fighting it. Whether I get any of these other Clippies help or not, I'm going to fight it. You do not break my stuff and think you can get away with it. You do not insult my wife's disability and think you can not apologize. Shit, I gave him multiple opportunities to apologize. Ignored. And this camera sucks. It goes blurry all the time. So. Well, yeah, I will definitely be writing an email and forwarding this video to JBC. See if they'll fix it. They probably will tell me to go fuck myself. That's the way these companies are. Was Dad yelling at the air? Yes, he was. Let me give you cookies. You listened to that rant, didn't you? He wants cookies. Nobody's chatting, so she gets free cookies. Free cookies. Free cookies. Oh, okay, that was a long enough rant. Now, another rant. These Harley-Davidson tuners right here. I've been working on these, trying to fix them. Because Harley likes to break them. Well, Richard, thanks for liking my rant. Let's see here. Progress on those. I now have 3. Let me move these. My power's still on. I can't believe I got these for such a steal of a deal. That was a smoking deal, man. Then the guy left me glowing feedback too. I had to do the same, but Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 of them now. Reverse engineering has commenced. I've been doing a little bit of it on live streams. I did get the firmware backed up on one of them. I haven't done the others yet. Ooh. Gosh. Alright, so this is what they do. This tuner marries itself to the first motorcycle VIN it flashes. A VIN lock marriage. Well, I'm gonna divorce these sons of bitches. Right now we're in a custody battle, as I call it. I see how much child support I gotta pay to buy that out. But here's the x-ray of it. It's in the case. Here's out of the case. Alright, here's a different x-ray. Okay, so far I've seen 2 versions of this. Here's BDM to be able to read the microcontroller in circuit. This microcontroller there. You can read it with BDM. I don't want to buy an adapter and take it off the board and read it that way. I can also read it in circuit with my 7500 or 7500's in circuit or out of off board with an adapter. The adapter is $500-600, so I'm going to use probably BDM. Then it's got a SIL Labs chip, CP2102. That's what holds the device descriptors on the USB. The P2 is ISP header, not for the flash. This one right here, that header I was wrong. It's not for the flash. I got to update that. The flash is not programmable in circuit. That P2 header is to program the MCU. Okay, via BDM if you want to do it in circuit. And you get your undervolt sensing circuit. So here's the firmware. Here's how it marries. I believe that's all we're gonna have to change. There's that in there. Gives a little bit of info here, and here's the 3 different versions. Right here, showing full screen. Yeah. Oop. So we've got the black and gold. That is one version, and then the orange and black and the black and white are the same board. The only thing different is in the SIL Labs chip right there and right there is the device USB device descriptors, and you can change those, I believe, with the SIL Labs software. So it's been a long time since I programmed a SIL Labs chip, but I believe the software was a you pull that up, LMNOQRS. Simplicity Studio is what you'll use to reprogram that SIL Labs with different device IDs and descriptors. Did I put that on here? I don't know if I did or not. I just been working at this slowly. But I got more tuners on the way. But here's the X-ray for the other board. It's slightly different. I think these 4 pads here, these ones connect to the flash. So those 4 you can do the flash in circuit on this board. It's got an actual programming port for it versus the other one is missing that one. So I just took the chip off and put it in an adapter. And it's only got P2 there. But I think if we put in an adapter, you can actually put in a socket into this. I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got a guy, he's going to send me a Harley ECU. He said he would send me a Harley ECU. It's got an error in the fuel injection system. They're sealed ECUs, but it's giving him like a P2061 or something, shorted injector driver. He put in a new new injector, still gave him a shorted injector driver. Put in a new ECU and it worked with both sets of injectors. So he's going to throw the ECU away because they're worthless. Their used ones working are $150. So he's just going to send it to me, I guess. And all he wants is an X-ray of it. So it should fit in my thing. They got an aluminum base plate with aluminum cover, or some of them got plastic covers. Not sure if they're potted inside or not. Most of them are, generally, if they're sealed like that on motorcycles. So I will definitely X-ray that for him if he sends it to me. But I've got like 6-8 more of these tuners coming, so I can do some firmware comparisons to see exactly where we need to rewrite the firmware to divorce these things. If they married, unmarrying is divorce, right? Well, that's an update on that. Let's see, I don't know what else to do. Try to make my streams at least 2 hours. So fill up 20 minutes. I ain't gonna pet Cottie for 20 minutes or feed her for 20 minutes. See the data IOs, I still need to get to those. She's like, oop, there you are. I just walked by you. You know, she likes to get off camera. I need to get a PTZ that always stays on her. Oh. I am coffeeed out. I need water. I need H2O. Gatorade. H2O. Gatorade. Okay. What was that, Water Boy? Why the fuck did that pop in my head? Okay. Flavored H2O. Hey, tomorrow's goal. Tomorrow's goal. Wash the truck. Wash the truck. Carburetor rebuild. Should I live stream it? Maybe. These are the other parts for the carburetor. I had to order Chinese parts because couldn't find good Japanese parts, so. That's tomorrow's goal. So tomorrow's goal. Wash the truck. Put in new marker lights so they stop the leaks there. Got all new marker lights. LED marker lights. Even corner lights. So reseal. And I got mine. They got cracks. So water intrudes and then leaks through the hole there. And past the seal into the cab. That's one intrusion point of water into the Homer H2. The other one, I got to pull my headliner. I pull that headliner down, and I got to pull my roof rack rails off and use butyl strips and reseal my roof rack rails. That's after. I won't pull that headliner until it gets into the fall, before the rain starts, and that maybe gives us 1 or 2 days around here, because it's like a friggin' light switch here. It goes freezing ice cold shit weather to pure pouring down rain to oven in like a day. So, and we'll go from oven to pure pouring down rain in a blink of an eye. So, and I'm a pussy. I don't like to work in the shit weather or the oven weather. So, Cottie's just trying to avoid the camera. I think she knows where it's at. Right? You have water? Your water's right here. Your water's right there. You want fresh? You probably want some fresh water. Was that out for a couple hours? Okay, here, fresh waters. Fresh water. No more cookies. Oh. I need to get a camera on me. I'm in sweatpants and flip-flops, so. Yeah, this legal system is broken. I mean, the judge don't really, the judge has the option, the Superior Court judge, that's now where it's at. And you guys know the stakes of this is if I lose in this appeal in Superior Court, it'll set case law precedent statewide. So there's a lot on the line, and Clippies are being no help. So, that's if I fuck this up, it's gonna fuck it up for everybody. So, and really, how much do I want to spend? That's the thing. I could almost, what I've got in legal fees, replace at least half of my thermostats. They're like $200 a pop, 180 bucks a pop. So I'm still under that with the legal fees right now. So, but I shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to replace something that a manufacturer decides they want to shut off, that they want to take that function away from you that you paid for, and that function that you relied upon, that was the main selling point or feature of that device. When they take that, they shouldn't be able to just take that away without giving you some sort of compensation, either offer to replace them, offer a firmware update to take it to another service if they don't want to pay for that service. I can keep going, man. I don't know. But I've got till September. This briefing schedule shows September like 20 something. I have to have the transcript done and served upon the other party, and I have to have it filed with the courts by October something, and then they get until or November something. I have to look at the briefing schedule here again. What is the briefing schedule here? Getting close. Okay. It's the appeal. There is the Saga. I did post the trial video. I finally got that. I didn't post the briefing schedule, did I? I got my appeal there. Let me. I thought I posted it. I know I posted it on the YouTube video. Hold on. Am I? YouTube. Studio. Posts. That was the what happened at court today post, I believe. Okay, so I gotta have the completion of a certified transcript by September 25th. Filing and service of appellate brief and transcript by November 24th. And then they have a month to respond to my brief, an additional and if they need to add any additional transcripts, 12/24, and then filing and service of completed my reply brief if I need to reply to that by 1/24. So really things start picking up November, December, and January, and then oral arguments to be heard on February 5th, 2027 at 9 a.m. So. I will post this post here. I've been posting on my posts, so I've been trying to keep people updated. But I think I did solve the ghosting issue on the JBCs. I'm happy with that. I hope the live stream was good. Hope this one gets some views. I'm almost ready to just turn my YouTube off and just go back to doing my normal thing. We'll see. I don't have the extra time allotted to do a lot of the repairs on live stream. And the way I do my work, I usually don't do a whole thing at once. I'll spend a half hour on it and then go to the next one, spend a half hour on that one, and a day or two later, do it again. My customers understand that's the way I work. I don't have to work. That's the thing. I don't have to work. a lot of people, they misconstrue debt and wealth. I don't live beyond my means. Would I like nice brand new cars? Yeah. Do I want to be in debt? No. Do I want to work 8 hours a freaking day? No, I don't. So I do enough work to where I'm comfortable, and I like it that way. That Moog is sitting there for Monday. That's it, right there. That Thurman. That's going to be an interesting stream. I'm going to try to get to it Monday or Wednesday. I might stream it. I might not. But it'll get me to use my scope more on it and learn the different features of the scope. You got to tune it after you repair it. I don't know what's going to be broke in it. Customer did work on it himself, so that'd be an interesting one. I could move Cottie up a little. No, because then if she stands up, you won't be able to see her. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to get rid of that JBC hot air. I don't want it. But I think I'm just going to keep it as my portable. I'm going to keep it as my portable. My go bag. I've got a Hawko in my go bag. Now I'll have a JBC tip cleaner in my go bag. I'll have my hot air in my go bag. I'm going to need a case. And then for the Zow mount, I got to get time to learn how to use it. I got to get some practice boards. I don't want to do anything with not being able to have knowledge of it, see how it works, what its limitations are. That's so much shit to do. Just don't want to do it all. So that's 2 hours. I seen a bunch of clippies around here somewhere. Oh, well, here's a bent clippy. Clippy says, like and subscribe. He's deformed, but oh well. We'll catch y'all later.